Let's talk about this letter to start with that you got from the Prime Minister yesterday. What time did you first see that letter?
So I saw the letter when I landed in Auckland, and we'd already had media inquiries about that by then. So I think if it was a serious attempt at getting bipartisan agreement on energy policy, it really hasn't come out that way. We're certainly open to having conversations with the government. We've been pretty clear on our position on oil and gas, though.
Were you pretty surprised that Jamie Ensor had it before you did?
Well, it suggests that the government aren't serious about reaching any kind of bipartisan agreement. This was a political stunt on their part, and I think that it's been showing up as the political stunt that it is.
But usually, things are leaked to journalists, and there's enough time for it to not look like it is a political stunt, and it looks like it is done in good faith and for the sake of bipartisanship. But this particular one didn't really do that.
Well, it's a ham-fisted political stunt, clearly, but it's still a political stunt. The government are in some trouble here because they've gone out there and they've promised everybody that there's plenty of gas, that they can find it. It was just the ban on offshore oil and gas exploration that was causing the problem. The reality is we haven't found significant finds of new gas in New Zealand for over 20 years. Removing the offshore oil and gas ban's not going to change that reality. We need to be moving towards renewable energy. There are things the government could do right now that would deliver much more energy security for New Zealand, and they're not doing them.
What does the handling of this whole thing tell you about the Prime Minister's office?
The Prime Minister's more interested in political points rather than providing energy security for New Zealand. They're going to make a major energy announcement tomorrow, or so they tell us. They haven't spoken to the opposition about that at all. If they were interested in bipartisanship, surely that's the sort of area you would talk to the opposition.
I've got a myriad of other things I'm going to ask about you. The first one is about Donald Trump proposing a 100% tariff on films that are made outside the US. How's that going to impact New Zealand?
Why does Donald Trump hate hobbits so much? The reality is New Zealand makes great film and television. Other countries do as well. And all he's saying to Americans is that they shouldn't be able to see really high quality films from other countries.
How concerned should our industry be here that could have some serious flow effects?
Oh, a 100% tariff on New Zealand film and television going into the United States is very bad news for our film and TV industry. It is a potential growth industry for New Zealand. They'll be very concerned about this.
And should New Zealand be taking steps to safeguard the screen industry?
The screen industry is big for New Zealand. There's no question about that. You think about all of the films and the TV that are made in New Zealand. Some of them are really big names internationally, and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit we talk about a lot. There are more recent films and television being made in New Zealand too. It's an industry we should be proud of. We should be absolutely working to protect it.
Now, on the CTU's big announcement at Parliament, they want to renationalise not just the power companies that were sold off under John Key's government, but the wider energy sector, including Transpower and the transmission companies. What do you think of that?
We've got major challenges in our energy sector. Renationalisation of the existing companies is not at the top of my list in terms of things that we need to look at. We need to look at things like how we store renewable energy, how we provide greater security of supply. Those are the priorities that we'll be focused on.
Would it not be a silver bullet?
I don't think this is going to solve all of the problems. Renationalising existing companies doesn't solve the issue around renewable energy storage, for example.
What do you think about the Greens coming out and saying, yeah, we support this? They're the biggest union in the country, aren't they? Are they cutting your lunch?
Oh, the unions and the Greens can, speak for themselves. We're, of course, very interested in talking about energy market reform because we do need to do more in this area.
How would Labor bring energy prices down?
We'll release an energy policy probably early next year. We're working on that at the moment. We are waiting to see what the government announce tomorrow, though, because if there are sensible things that they're doing in there, then we will support them, even though they haven't spoken to us about them. I don't want to reinvent the wheel if they are doing sensible things. My gut feeling, though, is that they're not going to go anywhere near far enough to addressing the underlying problems.
How hard would it be to nationalise all of those companies? And what message would that send to the world?
That would be a pretty major undertaking, and I'm not sure that it would fix the problem.
Can I talk about the state of the opposition, a piece that Bridie Whitten is doing? How would you describe the state of the opposition at the moment?
I think the opposition is optimistic about the future of the country, but very concerned about the position that we are in right at the moment. It's really a tough time for New Zealanders. We see that every day when we're out and about, and we know that more decisive action is required to address those underlying issues.
How would you describe the state of Labor?
Labor's in good heart. We've obviously seen a significant increase in support since the last election, but we're working on building that even further.
Does the experience of the UK's Labour Party offer any guidance to you?
Very different circumstances there. They were campaigning against a government that had been in office for 14 years. We're campaigning against a government that's only been there for 3. But many of the underlying challenges, though, facing our two countries are similar. The UK has also seen the demise of a lot of their infrastructure, a lot of their social investment has been really run down over a long period of time, as it has been in New Zealand. So always some lessons to learn from other countries, but different electoral system, different political environment. We're certainly not going to be looking to them for a policy inspiration because different circumstances.
What about from Sir Keir Starmer and his leadership? I mean, he's kind of shifted the party from the far left, not far left, but left sort of to the centre, even to the centre right, to appease the middle voters. Is that what you're doing?
I think the answers to New Zealand's political challenges and economic challenges rests here in New Zealand rather than overseas.
And should Labor win enough votes to form a government, are you worried that you might face criticism for lacking a bold vision, just like UK Labor has?
We haven't released any policy yet for a pretty deliberate reason. There's still a lot of water to flow under the bridge before the next election. But as we do, people will see that we do actually have a bold plan for the future. But we're not releasing that just yet because there's still a lot that can change.
Are you just letting the government dig its own hole?
Not at all. We're very focused on making sure that what we promise at the next election, we know we can deliver on.
And just one last one for my massive long list. Thanks for persevering. This is an Auckland issue. Will Labor bring in a bed night levy for Auckland?
I've said to Wayne Brown, we're very open to talking to him about that. We know that we need a more sustainable way of funding tourism infrastructure for Auckland, and also how we, some of those marketing and promotional activities which are essential for Auckland. Look at the major events pipeline. It's largely empty. Look at the work that we need to do to bring people back into the city again, to really get our tourism and hospitality sector pumping. It's pretty grim. We do need to back that. If a bed night levy can be part of the answer to that, we're open to having a conversation with them about that, as we are with Queenstown as well.
What do you make of the Health Minister's target update from this morning?
Things are getting worse in the health system. I think New Zealanders can see that things are getting worse. 1 in 5 New Zealanders cannot afford to go and see the doctor. That's not a sign that the health system is improving.
So 3 out of 5 targets hit, not good enough, you think?
Some of those targets are manipulated. So you've got a situation where people who might be looking for a first specialist assessment referral can't get one because the waiting lists are already full. That's not an improvement in the health system, that's just a manipulation in targets.
Simeon Brown says health outcomes in New Zealand have started to decline after Labor removed health targets. What's your response to that?
We were focused on ensuring that we're improving the entire health system, not manipulating a few targets to claim success, when actually the health outcomes for New Zealanders overall go backwards.
You're at Eco Stock today. What was the purpose of your visit?
I've been out looking at innovative things that New Zealand companies are doing that provide opportunities and hope for New Zealand's future. Eco Stock here have shown that there is a great way of reducing food waste, but they've also, through Eco Gas, shown that there are real opportunities for New Zealand's energy future in thinking about how we deal with bio-waste.
Were you surprised or maybe shocked at how confronting it was, seeing how much food waste we have here?
We send about, I think it's something like 40 million tonnes of, remind me of the number, so how many tonnes?
12 million tonnes goes to landfill.
12 million tonnes.
All of it is organic waste which can be converted into.
Yeah, so 12 million tonnes of food waste is going to landfill. 4 million of that could be converted into energy. About 1 million of that's being converted at the moment?
No, only 100,000.
100,000 of that.
Less than...
Yeah. So... Yeah, these are all numbers I got before, so hence I can't remember them all. But it shows the potential here to be converting that into, energy. This could be part of our answer on gas. When you've got companies, manufacturing companies, who are reliant on gas. At the moment, the government's saying to them, we're just going to gamble on whether we can find some more, fossil fuel gas. There are eco-gas options that we could be exploring right now.
Could this be something we export to the world? Because, yes, we've got most of our cows here at all grass-fed and stuff, and this is just a supplement. But you go to the likes of the UK, and a lot of them just are in sheds, and a lot of their waste is being sent to landfill as well. Should we export some of these ideas or some of the processes that we have?
Exporting our ideas, our intellectual property is a huge opportunity for New Zealand, where we're world leaders, and we should be a world leader in this area. We can be, and we will be, a world leader in this area. Of course, that provides huge export opportunity for us. Okay.